Blackfoot High School student Maddie Killian is interviewing Alexis Anderson, a childhood friend and the attractive head of the cheerleading squad, as part of her project to create a profile on popular kids at her school. While they were formerly close friends and were in the same gymnastics class, Maddie and Alexis drifted apart as they pursued their interests. However, Maddie still views Alexis as a close friend, and while documenting Alexis's day as a cheerleader, Maddie questions her about cheerleading and the pep squad. The day after advising her to stay in shape and pointing out that cheering is the most dangerous activity and can result in catastrophic injuries, Alexis tragically passes away after fracturing her neck. It has not been long since Alexis' death, but Terry, the football team's captain who was dating Alexis, has already found another lady, and it is Tracy when her teammates fail to catch her in time while performing some acrobatics. When school resumes, the cheerleading squad announces an audition to fill a vacancy, but they are not expecting the once nerdy Maddie to participate in it. To their surprise, she not only managed to impress them, but she also managed to secure the position with her incredible acrobatic abilities after joining the squad. Maddie no longer feels like an outcast, and her sense of style rapidly changes as she grows closer to Tracy. Later that evening, as Maddie was getting ready to depart for the pool party, Lena, Maddie's ex-girlfriend, stopped by Martha and Hannah's house for a chat. She addresses Alexis's passing while simultaneously talking about magic and signs. When the football team's players arrive at the all-girls pool party, which is closed to men, Maddie becomes irate and threatens to leave, but Lena quickly slips something into Maddie's bag, and moments later Tracy arrives to pick Maddie up. Terry says that he is merely stopping by to drop off something for Tracy when Martha stops them at the entry and reminds them about the Blackfoot ritual. Terry then gives Tracy a bracelet. Tracy accepts it and promises him that she can make it work, even though he says he found it somewhere and that it is damaged. Tracy does inquire as to where he got it, but Terry chooses not to respond. When Tracy returns, she is excited to show Maddie the bracelet. When Maddie notices the bracelet, she hesitates before telling Tracy that she has seen Terry with another girl over the summer. Later that night, Tracy breaks down in front of the parked car, and Maddie rushes to comfort her. During these brief moments, they kiss, and Terry, who is supposed to be with the guys, witnesses them kissing late at night. Maddie walks home alone after dropping Tracy off at her house. The next morning, Terry cannot get the image of the girls kissing out of his head and gets agitated. Now, the day before the final semester of senior year officially starts, the cheerleading squad and football team are throwing a party behind a cemetery, but Terry's nowhere. She finds a voodoo doll wrapped in a lock of hair in her bag and throws it away. Also feels like she is being followed by a car, and when she stops and looks back, the car speeds up. Lena is nearby at the high rock when Hannah spots her. When she wonders what is going on, Lena replies that she is concentrating on defending someone with those special energy stones, someone dear to her and someone near to them, and she notices that she is seated in front of the distributing crystal stones and doing something. Lena advises her to concentrate on whatever she chooses, but issues a warning that the repercussions may be severe. Hearing this, Hannah turns to Manny, the man she has been chopping on for years, ignoring the fact that he is her sister's boyfriend. Maddie, meanwhile, notices Lena staring in her direction and whispers something into Tracy's ears before the two of them go away into the woods. However, Lena quickly follows them and observes them making out as Hannah's stone is just beginning to glow. At this point, another stone flashes brightly and nearly simultaneously departs. Maddie encourages Tracy to speak up on behalf of the girls before everyone, and Tracy humiliates Terry for being incapable of being able to satisfy her with his tiny maturity and tells him that Maddie was able to do so just a moment earlier. In addition, Maddie flashing the bracelet in the background causes her to collapse on the ground. Terry then enters, announces the rule of no social with the cheerleaders, and gathers all the boys to his side. The girls are confused by his sudden announcement. Given the incident and the several witnesses, Maddie warns Terry to be ready to call it quits on his football career if no lads speak up in support of girls. The situation worsens when Tracy regains consciousness and charges at the boys, who are holding the furious stereo away from the girls. Martha decides to call the police, but Terry steals her phone to stop her. Vic also tries to stop him, but Martha pulls the girls to the car anyway. The other lads unwillingly accompany Terry as he drives out to pursue the girls, but panicked lads pull him away as they depart the scene, and Lena, who has been sobbing in her car, hears them. She hurriedly grabs all the girls from the water and tries to give Maddie a chest compression while throwing away her stone bag, but as her efforts are unsuccessful, she weeps over Maddie's lifeless body as the blood coagulates. Lena then bites her hand and spreads the blood over the stones through her frantic plea. The stones follow the path of the blood and enter the girls' bodies through their wounds. The girl slowly flows towards the scattered stone and gets absorbed by them. Her desperate cries activate her power. She notices the stone trembling. The last stone then lodges in Lena's throat, resurrecting all the females, who awaken at Lena's house the following morning. However, when they awaken, they find that Hannah and Martha's bodies have been exchanged in some way. Meanwhile, Tracy tosses Madeline, killing the kitten as a result of Tracy's reactions, but Maddie later sees Lena restore the kitten. Now that the cheerleader girls are attempting to make sense of the situation, Tracy, who is starving, is unable to find anything to eat at Lena's and must walk to the house across the street. She then drinks some milk from Larry's kitchen, but it does not satisfy her hunger anymore, so she throws up. Lena then tells the girls that the 4 of them died the previous night, but the girls do not believe her until they notice that they do not have a heartbeat. They believe they have died and have been revived by Lena because of the way their wounds glow. Lena is ecstatic at this point because her Wicca magic has finally worked, and on top of all this chaos, today is also the first day of senior year, which Tracy is not going to miss out on returning to school. The boys did not appear to be affected by the incident. Tracy uses her super strength to poke a hole in Larry's throat. The other girls also arrive at Larry's house and they suck every drop of blood, leaving him bone dry. He tries to discuss it with a teacher, but the cheerleaders' entrance holds him up. As they pass along the hallway, all the boys are frightened to death. When Hannah reaches her climax, it causes Maddie to cry. Anna and Martha's body is starting to love all the attention that she is getting and taking full use of her new appearance when she drags her crush Maddie into the handicapped restroom and starts to have a steamy time. Because they are all connected by the power of the stone, Martha, Tracy, and Lena will encounter the same thing. When Addie collapses on the ground, gripping her tummy, just as the boys notice the glow on her back, she is in the process of alerting Terry. Tracy, on the other hand, was high with Ben when she rubbed his forehead wound and a stone suddenly materialized. She began to scream at the same time Hannah reached her climax, and the stone pierced Ben's eyebrows in the middle, killing him and causing all of his blood to flow towards her. The most embarrassing moment for Martha in Hannah's body occurs when she rolls over and begins to scream in front of a hallway full of students. 2 lads also witness Lane's tumble to the ground as she groans and her brain is still jumbled by what is happening to her. Lena finally responds when Maddie asks what is going on by saying that someone got laid, even with the other female who murdered a student. Terry, who has been listening to their chat, notices Lena placing her stone bag inside her locker after Tracy arrives, and Lena prevents the girls from sucking blood inside the school's grounds. When Martha sees Hannah and Manny exit the restroom together, she feels betrayed. Later, she goes up to Manny and tells her that she wants to see him in private. Manny happily obliges, unaware of what is about to happen. Once they are away from the students, Martha asks Manny how he could sleep with her sister. Manny is perplexed by her inquiry and tells her that Martha is his girlfriend while also asking her not to be like her controlling sister. However, when Martha hears this reaction, she becomes enraged and starts chasing him through the woods. When Martha eventually catches him using her superhuman strength, she throws Manny up in the air and slams him into a tree. Later, when the stone pouch disappears from her locker, Lena suspects Terry of being responsible. She tells Maddie that they must leave the school immediately, but when she notices that Maddie is starving, she allows her to suck her blood first. Maddie lets Tracy use her laptop when she and Martha argue over the phone. Hannah hears the phone ringing upstairs as she descends to call Manny. She runs outside in tears as soon as she realizes what Martha has done to Manny. Now that Maddie has returned from the shower, the other girls are watching her video diary, which was recorded after Alexis died. In it, Maddie criticizes Tracy in particular and talks about wanting exact revenge on Terry. Tracy is devastated by this news because she has recently grown to like Maddie. She then asks Maddie if Terry has been cheating on her, to which she responds with silence. Tracy leaves the house feeling sorry for her. As Tracy leaves in Larry's car, Martha tries to catch up with her outside but is unsuccessful. Meanwhile, in Lena's room, Maddie is being questioned by Lena about what Terry has done to her. When Maddie rebuffed Terry's advances on her, he viciously mistreated her and, on top of that, the broken bracelet was also hers. Maddie eventually reveals that she went to Terry after Alexis passed away because she wanted to interview her friends for a tribute video. While this is happening, Terry and George capture Hannah by herself. They drag her to the van and cut open her stomach to reveal the glowing stone, but as a result, both Hannah and the girls are instantly affected. When Martha discovers them, she kills George mercilessly, and the terrified Terry swallows the stone to gain the same superhuman abilities. In the scene that follows, Terry drives to Lena's house, where Vic has also arrived to look for Maddie. Terry admits to abusing Maddie that summer in front of those 3. Maddie must now regain her strength to pursue Terry. She then consumes Vic while Tracy observes Maddie and Lena pursuing Terry's fan and decides to join them. As the girls pursue Terry, they eventually reach the cemetery grounds, but it is too late to save Martha because he has already devoured her stone and is now running deep into the forest. Meanwhile, Tracy is being pursued by the girls and falls into one of Terry's traps and is caught in a bear trap. Maddie is trailing closely behind and gives herself up by disarming all the bear traps to save Tracy. As Lena is being held by Terry, he asks her how to use the Wicca stones. Lena gets attacked with his knife when she tries to flee, and he even makes the typical threat to slice the stone out of her throat. Now that Terry is close to killing Lena, Maddie steps in to save her. However, as soon as she sees Terry crushing her friend, she turns her full attention to the stones. Soon, all the stones begin to gather, and the glowing stones begin to whirl in the air. Terry's stomach is torn open by the stones, and Maddie's stones are also included in this battle. A while later, one stone comes back to Lena, while the other pierces the ground. The remainder hits the ground and falls. Lena's cries of desperation pull Maddie back to life after she passes away once more, and they then enjoy a passionate kiss. As the girls watch the act in horror fiction A Wicked Sammy, a living corpse emerges from the dead and shouts Lena's name. At that exact moment, a hand pierces through Terry's dead body.